Hi folks, Ed Snyder with Kansas Trapline Products. You know, I haven't done a winter snaring video at all yet, and this is a perfect opportunity to do it. I'm up in the Dakotas right now doing some January snaring, and I got a perfect trail right here. I have a good coyote sign. The trail continues itself right on down the line here. The thing, there is opportunity in snaring that comes in different forms. The meandering coyote going through the woods, you're just following one set of tracks. You know, it makes it kind of tough to snare the individual coyote when he's doing this type of serpentine, and basically they're hunting. They're looking for opportunity, looking for food for themselves. Then you turn right around and you got an area like this good buckbrush cover. You got a good choke down location. It's very tight. Things blend in very well. Something there that O'Gorman has talked to me about. Mark Steck has talked about it. Marty Seneker, many good snare men. And they talk about having the snare in a well-blended scenario where it just doesn't stand out. You still want a bit of make it so the animal has a clear path through there, through the trail, without anything obstructing them. But at the same time, what you want to do is you also want to have it so the snare itself can freely move through there. The snare just needs a bit of pop and needs to be able to pop and close right on the coyote as they walk through it. The best snares are ones that they don't see. They don't see it coming. The size of a snare that I'm currently using is a 10-inch by 10 to 12 inch by 10 to 12 inch from the bottom. So after you get your trail blended, you're getting your snare blended in. This here was added. This was added. This was added. I choked it down a little bit more. The type of a snare that you really want to go with is something that's fast, that you can get into a nice speed, a nice round formation, so when the coyote comes through, it just pops right off, and it goes right on their neck, and locks right on, and that'll make a quick dispatch. I'm using stingers right here on this particular snare. It's got good kill as that coyote hits the end of it. It compresses. Providing we catch them up and high, it's a nice, quick, humane kill. The lower it is that you catch the animal, the more the animal wants to struggle. But the key behind it is to have it set up so it fires quickly, and it's a short death. The stingers are just top notch in it. Now, what I'm setting up is a 5/64 7x7 cable, and something that Marty Seneker talks about in his video, is being able to give the animal a clear run down the aisle. What I did is I attached right here to the base of this tree. When the coyote hits it, it's not wrapping around all this extra brush. I want him to hit it with a solid cable to the best of my ability. It's not always possible, but the way to get the quick kill is to have it anchored solid so the animal runs right on through and turns right around and get that full compression of their spring. The last thing I want to comment is, as we get into snaring, you're going to end up situations where sometimes the coyotes want to balk at your snare. They come up to it. You can do different things by raising or lowering it, opening it up, narrowing it up. So these are things that you can play with and practice on until you find something that fits for you. And just because it works for you at the beginning of the season, such as November, don't count on it working for you, say, in January. You may have to make little changes. You may have to make adjustments, open it up, narrow it up, go with a little bit more closed, maybe go a little more open. You have to find out what's working for you in your area. And I tell you what, snaring is a great way for a guy to put fur in his fur shed. But before I go, I want to say one thing. Also understand that we have deer, we have rabbits, we have porcupines, we have raccoons. So one snare isn't probably going to be enough to ensure that you get every coyote that comes through. We got to account for the deer knocking this down, and this area just doesn't facilitate it. But if you put a jump stick, can sometimes help you keep this snare in operation. But as we look at this trail, we're going to put 2 or 3 more snares all along here to account for the deer, to account for the porcupine, to account for the raccoon or the possum. These are things that just goes with trapping and goes with snaring, is dealing with the non-target species out here. So this has been a great trip for me up here in the Dakotas. I'm hoping you're enjoying my YouTube videos. My name is Ed Snyder with Kansas Trapline Products. Thank you for watching. As we get out here and get to snaring and stuff, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Perfect thicket, travel location. Caught this really nice coyote right here, snared him, and he got himself wrapped up. Stingers did their job and choked him down. I tell you what, if you just keep setting them and keep putting them on new location, you too can have this kind of success. Thanks for watching. All right, folks, got another nice catch here on a trail. You know, this is not the heaviest of cover here on the snare line. It's pretty open behind me, but I tell you what makes this location ideal is the fact there that this trail makes it kind of a corner. The snare itself blends in with the background behind me, making it harder for the coyotes to see it. Now, obviously, he took some of my cover down, and I'll have to replace some of that. But this is not terribly thick through here. But it is possible to pick up a very nice looking South Dakota coyote. He's going to clean up nice. Fantastic coyote, and I'm glad I'm right here, and I'm going to set up another one. And I tell you, this is the second coyote caught on this line. The first coyote was rubbed up pretty bad, but we have more snares to check. Tickled to death to keep this thing going. Today's just my lucky day. I ended up catching this super Tom Bobcat. I could see the white running on the outside of the cat. So the situation right here is kind of twofold. It's a big cat. It was still set, my snare was still set 10 inches by 10 inches, but I had it guided down quite a bit right in here. It was really tight. And what also adds to this site that makes it exciting from a snaring standpoint is we scoop on down here, and I also have a beaver dam. Now, here in the high plains, beaver build these little pockets here. They're not tremendous like you see on the East Coast or in the Northeast or whatever, but they're little pockets where the beaver build these things up. It's a great ideal location to find bobcats. It's a good location to find the coyotes. It was originally the coyotes that drew my attention into the area, but I mean, I was rewarded with this beautiful South Dakota bobcat. I am very fortunate. I've never seen one as beautiful as this and with such a wide belly. What makes a bobcat valuable, it isn't the amount of spots, but it's the clarity of the spots. And also, you don't want to get into a lot of hourglass with the white where it narrows up here. You want a nice, wide, clear belly. This cat's got it. For South Dakota, it's a beautiful cat. Nice light colored, got good spots. As far as snaring, you just keep putting them out. It's a fabulous location, great bobcat, and as long as you keep setting these snares, something positive is going to happen, just like it did to me.